We are live. Welcome to episode 47 of the High Slot Podcast, brought to you by our producer, Mass Music Radio. I'm here today, as always, with the boys, Bob Deuce.
How are we?
Snipsky.
Yes, sir.
And myself, Andrew Coco Curry. What's going on, boys? How we doing?
Just another week. Me and Snipsky ripped some 9 at Strawberry Valley Golf Course, dude. We should get a sponsor from them, dude. I've been there like every week. Trying to get my game right.
No free ads. That wasn't the name of the course.
Yeah, never mind. Just backpedal real quick. So we got a big weekend coming up for golf, man. And like obviously the Masters coming up, and got a little golf trip planned going over to the Cape to visit Coco and Franny and do our thing. So I'm just gearing up for that right now. How about you, Vinny?
Yeah, played some golf today. It's starting to get into that season. Masters coming up. It's going to be fun to watch. Obviously, hockey. Love watching the hockey, but the Masters only comes around, once a year. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Masters weekend. Always a memorable weekend. You boys got any predictions? Any futures?
Dude, I've been dog shit with golfing, man, dude. I've been dog shit. Dude, I took a couple of futures on like match play and like whatever, like certain tournaments here, and I just like missed every single time. I like my prop bets and like me like with golf, it hasn't been really great. But
I'm looking at some odds right now, and
maybe Cam Smith, dude. I think one of the live guys might do something.
Yeah, the live. I'm thinking some of the live guys got something to prove. So I'm looking right here. Cam Smith's plus 3,500 to win.
Decent.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's good at golf.
He's won a bunch of shit.
So Hideki Matsuyama's plus 4,500.
No, Hideki's been playing like ass.
Yeah, I mean, he won it a few years ago.
Yeah, but like I've seen him play like like I said, I suck at betting golf, but like when I saw Hideki Matsuyama play the last couple of tournaments, he didn't look good at all.
Then you got the guy Tiger Woods plus 8,000. People are gonna be hammering that.
Can't count out Tiger.
Yeah. I mean, like this is like a short course. It's a short course for him, so like it's not. He doesn't have to outdrive guys. It's probably walkable. So,
let's see if the back and the knee will hold up, though.
Yeah,
he'll make it.
Just make sure he gets an Uber to the course. He can't be driving over there.
Oh, jeez, that's a low blow.
But yeah, Bob like let Tiger walk in front of him and took the sandwich and just hit him in the back of the knee with it.
Well, I mean, dude, he's a great golfer. Don't get me wrong. Like he's one of the best golfers of all time, obviously. But it's just like, dude, like. I mean, he had some questionable things he did off the course. You can't just like put a blind eye to it. But what do you think, Coco?
I thought it was forgive and forget.
What do you think, Coco? Though, who's your prediction?
I have 2 already locked in, and I'm not a golf sharp by any means. I kind of just strictly go off like my favorite golfers. I got Brooks Koepka. He's about plus 3,700. He's won couple 2-3 majors in his lifetime, and he just won the latest live tournament. Not that means much, but I don't know. Yeah. Finally getting a win under his belt after like years. I don't think he's won in years. Could give him some confidence heading into Masters weekend. And then I always take my favorite golfer, just out of I guess pride for him. It's Tony Finau. I always go big Tony. I think he's kind of 2,000. He never wins the big one, but I got to back him because if he does win it this time, then I don't want to miss out on that. Too much FOMO going on there. So I got Brooksy and Tony, so I'll be pulling for them this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he even made the tournament, but like Kev Kizzer is one of my favorite golfers. He's just like the man. Like he just packs dingers, and then Jordan Spieth, of course. Jordan Spieth's my boy. I love watching him play.
His swing's dangerous. Spieth is
his swing's so smooth,
he can
dude.
Shoot lights out.
So Kiz is playing, and he's plus 50,000.
Jesus Christ!
Wow. Yo, Phil Mickelson has a better shot at winning. It says
might be worth $1.
Dude, honestly, I would go just to like hang. Like I wouldn't even care because like Kev Kiz would probably be in like kind of a random group, and I would just follow him. I'd be like, let's go, Kev. Let's go, Kiz.
He played well the first 2 rounds because he'll be the first one out on the course, and then then he'll get shut down.
He is nasty at golf, though. I love like if you watch like him play, like and like he's on a bunch of YouTube stuff too, and he's just like a sick personality, and he's like nasty.
Is he the one who says "ain't no hobby"?
Yeah, ain't no hobby.
That's sick. That's such a sick line.
There's a video of him hitting like a hitting the green, like sticking it to like 5 feet from like in like a 250-yard like par 3 or something nuts, and he like pins it, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, he goes, ain't no hobby, boys, and like walks
So
off. Like,
sick.
Yeah.
Such a cocky thing to say.
yeah.
In conclusion, my pick for the Masters future, I'm gonna take Cam Smith.
Yeah,
That's
I love
my
that.
pick.
I'll probably sprinkle some on him too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Just because he's in the live and hasn't played in the PGA Tour, I feel like people are just like sleeping on all those guys.
Yeah, watch Scotty's probably gonna win. It's probably just gonna be boring.
Yeah,
If he wins again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Plus 650.
I'm sick and tired of seeing Scotty Scheffler win, dude. Honestly,
Nothing
like,
against him, dude. Like, seems like a great dude, unreal golfer. Just sick of seeing him win every single tournament.
Yeah.
Like, good for him, but like, you know, let's switch it up a little bit.
It's like the Tom Brady LeBron James thing. It's just like, all right, like they're in the championship every year, like they're in the like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll just see a fucking different guy. You know what I mean?
Now I guess I know how non-Patriots fans feel about Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, it's like, bro, like
this guy
fuck, he
keeps
wins it.
winning.
He wins everything. It's bullshit, dude.
It's just like UConn now. UConn's got 5 rings, and everyone's like, screw
I
UConn.
hate UConn. Don't even
Yeah.
get me started on
I wanted San Diego to win so bad.
Yeah,
That would've been
I was
cool.
pulling for everyone was on UConn. I'm like,
Yeah.
screw UConn, dude.
That's why it wasn't like fun to bet the Final Four, because I'm like, I want to bet on FAU and like take a future on them, and then I watch the game, they lose by 1. I would have been like,
they choked.
I would have been at
dude.
the Neponset Bridge.
FAU got cucked. They cucked.
Yeah, that was tough. But yeah, it's a big weekend coming up. Masters. The boys got their own little Masters going on the Cape here. We'll be out there playing about 36 holes, I think, over the weekend. Easter Sunday coming up, and playoffs right around the corner. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a great episode today for all you beauties out there. We're going to start with a little preview of the NCAA Hockey Frozen Four. Then we're going to get into some Bruins banter, discuss the hometown Boston Bruins performance as of late. And finally, we'll finish up with our weekly NHL Gambling Corner. You boys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, yeah, I guess a league we haven't talked about much at all this year is college hockey. But let's talk a little college hockey. We got the NCAA Men's Hockey Frozen Four taking place this weekend down in Tampa, Florida. And the final 4 teams remaining are Boston University, the University of Minnesota, the University of Michigan, and Quinnipiac University. So the boys got, hometown school in it. Might be rooting for them, might not be. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Why don't we dive into the matchups? So both these games will be played on Thursday, April 6th. The first matchup is going to be BU and Minnesota. There'll be a puck drop at 5 p.m. 2 college hockey blue bloods going at it, BU and Minnesota. I mean, both teams been very impressive so far in the tournament. BU beat Western Michigan 5-1 and Cornell 2-1 on their road to the Frozen Four. And Minnesota stomped Canisius 9-2 in their first game and then notched a 4-1 win against St. Cloud State in the Elite Eight. Boys, what's your thoughts on the matchup, BU versus Minnesota?
It sounds like Minnesota's kind of had like the easier road, because obviously they're probably like number 2 ranked, maybe number 1 rank in the whole entire like country. So rightfully so, they have the easier like road. And BU's definitely been tested like the whole entire year. Kind of a young group. That kid Lane Hudson's nasty. Kid's 17 years old and walks the blue line like a tightrope, like fucking killing my car. It's crazy. But I don't know, man. Like Minnesota's so deep because they got that kid Cooley. Who's that other for? They have like he's another Knees. The kid Knees. He's another Hobie Baker finalist. They have a lot of like depth scoring, like a lot of scoring. But I like BU, like J. Pandolfo as a coach. I feel like he's been doing a great job there, and also he's a BU legend. He played for the Bruins too, and also in the he played for a bunch of teams in the NHL, and he definitely knows what he's talking about and knows what he's doing. But I hate to say it because I'm not a BU guy. I mean BC guy. There's a BC podcast, but I'm at the roll with BU over Minnesota here, just because of the hometown. I'd be a little biased here.
Yeah, I'm riding with BU. You guys remember I called it before the tournament. I was like, I like BU to win it all. So
yeah, Snipsky
that's my
did say
pick.
it. He was like,
Yeah.
BU plus 1,200.
Yeah.
Snipsky's the college hockey sharp, low-key.
Yeah, what
He's kind of been
Vinny said
crushing
that?
this tournament.
Vinny said that with the eye emojis.
Yeah.
There's a plus 1,200 eye emojis.
Yeah.
I think I'm 0 for on every college hockey bet I took in this tournament, but Snipsky's been cashing them left and right.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I said the Vinny was like, oh no, BU, blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I heard Western Michigan's like kind of low key good, and they lost 5-1, got worked, and I was like, all right, never mind. Like,
yeah, I like BU. Like I was watching them during the Hockey East tournament, and they won the whole tournament with like without one of their better players. What's his name? Wilmer Skoog.
Yeah,
like,
Skoog.
Yeah, who's dirty. He's dirty.
He's
nasty.
nasty.
And they ended up winning without him, and he comes back for the tournament. I was like, oh man, they're gonna make noise with the getting healthy. So yeah, that's why I really like them. They're very deep. Obviously, Minnesota's deep too, but I don't know what like. The Hockey East is so good and so deep. Like, there's so many teams that got left off the list going to the national tournament. And I think Hockey East is the better league, so I'll take the BU Terriers.
BU might have an edge on the goaltending too, because Cabasso's having a good year.
Hey, Norwell wins the state title. Local guy wins national title.
Would only be rightfully so.
Yeah,
but
it's trending.
Yeah, looking at both these teams, just historically, both these teams have, very, very, historic franchise programs. BU's going for their 6th national title in school history. The last one was back in 2009. And Minnesota also going for their 6th national championship. They haven't won since 2014. So 2 teams used to being on top, but it's been a while. 2 loaded teams. Looking at Minnesota, they got Logan Cooley, the freshman. He was drafted 3rd overall by the Yodis last year. He's got 20 goals, 37 assists on the season in just 37 games. It's scary because he's only 18 years old, too.
Yeah.
And then you guys mentioned Matthew Knees, too. He's a sophomore, 21 goals and 20 assists in 38 games for the Golden Gophers this year. He was drafted 57th overall by Toronto. He's a big boy, too. He's a moose. He's 6'3", 210. I mean, that plays in the NHL and college hockey. He's a freight train out there. And he could be up with the Leafs in a week or so in the playoffs. I think once this tournament's over, I think the Leafs are giving him a call. Both those guys, too, are Hobie Baker finalists, playing on the same line. That's pretty dangerous. And then you got to give credit to BU, too. You guys mentioned Hockey East champions. They won in thrilling fashion. What was it, OT against Merrimack, I think? Led by goaltender and a local guy from Norwell, Drew Comesso. He's been an absolute brick wall in net. And then I think you guys also mentioned Lane Hudson, BU freshman defenseman. He's been outstanding this year, too. He's real fun to watch. And he reminds me of Cale Makar a lot, to be honest with you, when Cale Makar was back at UMass. And Hudson, he just won the Walter Brown Award for the best American-born D1 college player. First freshman to win the award since Brian Leach back in 1987.
Is that good?
He's joining some pretty special company. He's also the 12th Terrier to receive the award, and the first since Matt Gilroy back in 2009. You guys remember
Gilroy?
Oh, you know what happened that year? They won the title.
Yeah. Dude, Gilroy, what a throwback. He was nasty.
Yeah, he was a bust, though, in the NHL.
He
had a cup of coffee with the Rangers. I think that's who it was.
Yeah, never panned out, but he was a stud at BU. And Jay Pandolfo, man, he's done a great job as head coach of the Terriers. He's a former BU alumni, local guy, too, from Winchester. Played for the Bruins back in the day. Not an easy job, too, trying to fill the shoes of a legendary coach like Jack Parker, who had the reins before him. But I've never been a BU guy, so give me Minnesota. I'm hopping on the Golden Gophers bandwagon.
Yeah, Coco, I almost went year out, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'll be biased. I'll be the bad guy here. Yeah. I know it's tough not rooting for a Boston school, local school, but just never been big on BU. You said it. We're a BC podcast. Always been an Eagle at heart. I'm rolling with the Gophers. I think it's going to be pretty tough to stop that top line of Minnesota. The 2 Hobie Baker finalists, Logan Cooley, Matthew Knees. I think they get it done. I think BU's a little too inexperienced. The best player, Lane Hudson's a freshman. They got some other young guys, too. I like the Gophers.
Hudson's going to the show after this one.
Oh, yeah. He's legit.
Canadians. Actually, he might not.
No, he'll probably do another year.
He'll come back, I think. I think he'll come back next year.
Maybe get redrafted.
He's small, too. He's got to grow, develop a little bit. Our second matchup on Thursday will be at 8:30. This one features Michigan and Quinnipiac. Michigan is back in the Frozen Four for the second consecutive year. They pumped Colgate 11-1 in their first round matchup, and then they won a 2-1 overtime thriller against Big Ten foe Penn State. Quinnipiac, the number one ranked team in the country entering the tournament, has continued their Frozen Four run by beating Merrimack 5-0 in the tournament opener, and they followed that up with a 4-1 win over Ohio State. What's your boys' thoughts on this one, Michigan Quinnipiac?
Dude, that Michigan-Penn State game was so sick to watch. I was rooting for Penn State that whole entire time. That would have been so sick if they won that. But Michigan pretty much just showed that they're just the better team at the end. Pretty much like in the beginning of the overtime, they just we're just all over them. Whatever, nice little snipe there too to win. But Quinnipiac, dude, they're deep. They actually have like a really deep team. Like if you watch them play, they're pretty good defensively, and they jump on their opportunities. They're not like the most skilled. Like they have some skilled guys, but they don't play like skilled. Like they're kind of just like a hard nosed team. Like pucks you deep, grind you down. And Rod the Bod Brendamore's kid's on the team, and he plays exactly like him, dude. It's like honestly a spitting image of him. It's nuts. But yeah, honestly, I'm gonna go local for both teams here. I'm gonna go for Quinnipiac.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Quinnipiac too. I just think that they're like a little bit. They're not experienced. I don't think they went to the national title with this same class, but they definitely have a culture built over there where they just like play like lockdown defense, and like Bob said, jump on their opportunities, and like it's hard to score on them. They're like the Canton high school, like the way they play. Yeah, you score a goal on them, keep the puck, and I think Michigan's just like real young, and the way they play is just way too finesse, and I think they're just gonna get bullied.
This is another great matchup, too. I mean, BU Minnesota was a sick matchup, and then I'm looking at Michigan Quinnipiac, and this one might be even better, honestly. Thursday night, definitely going to have a couple cold ones, kick back and watch these games. Michigan, they're really starting to build a solid reputation as a really good hockey school. I know they're known for like football and basketball a little bit more than hockey. But Michigan was in the Frozen Four last year, lost a tough one to U Denver, who eventually went on to win the national championship. And I don't think a lot of people expected Michigan to be back in this spot again, because they lost Owen Power, Matty Beniers, both to the NHL last year, and both those guys have made a huge impact for both of their teams at the pro level. That they're not easy guys to replace, guys of that caliber, but they did. They did replace them. Michigan is led by freshman Adam Fantilli, who is also a Hobey Baker finalist, 29 goals and 35 assists in 35 games. He's currently the number 2 ranked prospect behind none other than Connor Bedard. I mean, any other year, this Fantilli kid's going number 1 overall consensus, no doubt. But just so happens to be in the same class as Connor Bedard. That's a little tough.
Yeah, but blame his parents on that one.
Yeah, they couldn't have waited.
Yeah.
In Michigan, they got another highly touted prospect on their back end by the name of Luke Hughes. Probably a pretty familiar name to most people. He's the brother of Jack and Quinn Hughes, couple NHL studs. And then looking at Quinnipiac, man, they've been like the consensus number 1 ranked team for what feels like this entire season. Quinnipiac, they have a great story too, because they used to be dog shit. Like back in the early 2000s, they were a terrible hockey program, and finally they revamped that program to the powerhouse that they are today. Looking at Quinnipiac's season, they have only lost in regulation 4 times this entire season. They have like 32 wins. They've been dominant, especially in their conference. They went 20-2 in conference, easily won that. And Quinnipiac is a very experienced team too. So out of the current active players in college hockey with the most games played in their collegiate career, Quinnipiac has 4 guys in the top 10. And Quinnipiac just such a good school education-wise too. And they get guys to stay there for the 4 years because guys want to stay and get that degree. On that list of the most games played for active players is Ethan DeJong. He's currently tied for the record for most games played with a single team in NCAA history. He's played 182 career games in college hockey. That's a shit ton.
Yeah.
COVID,
That's a vet.
Yeah, that's a vet. He's a grad student. And out of all the players playing in the Frozen Four this weekend, DeJong leads all active players in points, goals, power play goals, shorthanded goals and game-winning goals. So I put a star next to this guy's name and watch out for him this weekend because I guarantee he's burying one. And I haven't even mentioned that the Bobcats starting goaltender, Yana Peretz, he currently leads the nation in winning percentage, goals against average, just a 1.46, and leads the country in shutouts. He's got 10 of them on the year. And he's second in save percentage with a .932. Only guy better than that is Devin Levi, who's playing up with the Buffalo Sabres this year.
Yeah.
So they have a stud goalie, too. Couple studs up front. You boys said you're both going with Quinnipiac?
Yeah, you're going to be the villain again?
No, I'm on Quinnipiac.
Right.
I think there's some bad blood between these teams, too, that people don't realize. Michigan and Quinnipiac met in the NCAA tournament last year. Michigan got the best of them, so I think Quinnipiac's out for revenge.
Yeah, revenge
They've just been so
spot.
good this year. I think it's their year. I think it's their year to get back on top. So give me the Bobcats in this one.
Bobcats.
Also, the goalie for
Bobcats.
Michigan is very good too. So that's another guy to watch out for.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple unders.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna
Duels.
Yeah, bring out duels to the NCAA tournament.
we're gonna have to get a crowbar to get a goal in that.
Yeah. It's going to be some good hockey, though. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched too much college hockey this year. Yeah, I'll pop on the Hockey East here and there when it's on like Nesson or Nesson Plus or something when the Bruins aren't on. But just high school hockey kind of took the priority for us this year. But no, it's going to be fun to watch some college hockey and two matchups that you really couldn't ask more for. 4 blue blood teams: Michigan, BU, Minnesota, Quinnipiac. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great national championship regardless. I believe that's being played on Saturday. So
Yeah, it's going to end in a like crazy way. Like all 4 of these teams can like play down to an overtime, 100%.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not confident whatsoever in my picks, but
Oh, me neither.
Minnesota and Quinnipiac. Give me them.
I'm pretty confident in
Sprinkle a
Quinnipiac though
little
because they look good.
Might have to sprinkle a little parlay on it.
Yo, I'm looking at it on DraftKings. They don't even have the BU game up on DraftKings.
I noticed that today too. Something must be going on there. Must be like
Something
someone's
fishy.
getting
I don't know.
call. I don't know.
What, is
Quinnipiac's underdogs.
Really?
Are they?
Plus 130 last time I checked.
Let me take a look. See right now.
I'm all over it if they're dogs.
Maybe the BU game's too obvious, and they're like, all right,
Quinnipiac is hell yeah.
Maybe they think like BU is like too obvious of like a winner or a loser, and they're just like trying to like think of a line right now.
Or they
And that's why like they took it off or something.
Or they got in trouble by the state, where the state was like, "Oh, you can't put BU up there."
Yeah.
Actually, is that a law in Massachusetts?
No, it's you can do it during the national tournament.
During the national tournament you can put it, but like what if it's regular season? We can't bet on it.
You can't. It won't be on the book.
Yeah,
All
which is
right.
whack. But
So yeah, that was our little college hockey Frozen 4 preview. Should be a good one. Let's move on here to a little Bruins banter. So since the last episode, the Bruins have gone 3-0. They had a 2-1 OT win over the Columbus Blue Jackets, followed that up with a 4-3 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins, and then finished it off with a nail-biting shootout win against the St. Louis Blues. The Bruins reached the 60-win mark on the season and are just 3 wins away from tying the all-time record for most wins in a single season. What are your thoughts on the Bees, boys?
yeah, I mean, it's kind of been impressive like the past 3 games. Because dude, we're sitting out Bergy, Marshy, Krejci, McAvoy, all these like key pieces to our team. We're just sitting them out, and we're just just plugging other guys into the lineup and just winning games. Yeah, there could be nail biters or like there's some team. Like for example, I was at the Blue Jackets game. Crazy atmosphere, by the way, for a Blue Jackets game. Like couple fights. T. Freddie with the one hit knockout.
Sweezy too, isn't he?
Sweezy. Yeah, Sweezy. I played in a tournament with Sweezy one time. Yeah, Yale guy, local guy. I mean, he I think that was his 6th NHL game. Like, good for him. Congrats to him. But yeah, crazy couple games, man. They were close games, and like I said, we're just like plugging in like all these depth guys. Like, against what was the last team we played? Blues. So obviously it was T. Freddie's homecoming game. at in St. Louis, Missouri. He's from there. And they were interviewing Jim Montgomery. They're, what are the lines like? And he was like, yeah, so we're just going to hold on a second. Like, pulls out like a piece of paper. It looks like a napkin. He just made it like the Wheelhouse Diner down the street. And he was like, yeah, so we're just going to put like Freddie was so like whatever. Just like put like crazy people together. Like people had never, like they put Cole on the first line center, like whatever, like T. Freddie second line center, whatever the hell it was. And then next thing you know, get a dub. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest dub. Like we blew like a 3-goal lead, but hey, a win's a win. You know what I mean? Wait, what do you think, Vinny?
Yeah. They've been winning tight ones like for the last like 2 weeks. Like I think it's like been like 5-6 straight 1-goal wins. But I mean, yeah, a good team gets lucky, and like it seems like they've been getting real lucky at the end of these games, you know. But hey, I mean, a win's a win, and like the goaltending's been great. It just seems like a lot of defensive breakdowns late in the game, and like those those bounce back goals. Like after we score a goal to go ahead, and then all of a sudden, like puck drops 30 seconds later down the other end, and they score on us. It's like I don't know. The Bruins like seem like they're just falling asleep, but hopefully it they wake. Well, they will wake up. I know, but playoffs are soon, and you only got 5 games left. So
yeah, I mean, I know wins are wins, but these games have been scary. I mean, look, you're looking at the teams we just played. I mean, besides Pittsburgh, St. Louis, you know, way out of playoff contention. Same with Columbus. Columbus is like the worst team in the league. That was kind of a stinker against them at home. I do like the fact that we're resting, you know, some of our key guys. Bergey's getting some rest, Marchand, Lindholm. I think that's going to pay off in the long run because, you know, we got the number 1 seed locked up, President's Trophy locked up. It's just a matter of who we're going to face. We're going to get Pittsburgh. We're going to get the Islanders. We're going to get the Panthers. So we'll be playing the waiting game up until game 82 for that. But resting these guys is huge. Especially guys like Bergey, Marshy, they're old. You know, they're getting up there. They don't need to play a full 82 and then, you know, ramp up for a 20-plus game playoff run. So I like that. It's just, you know, you expect to blow out some of those teams like St. Louis and Columbus. But, I mean, I guess it is what it is. We'll take the wins. We'll take the 2 points. We'll move on. Defense is still a little scary, still a little shaky. Guys like Carlo, he's been terrible the past few games. I'll call him out. He's stunk. He's like on a few occasions just playing like a 2-on-1 terribly or terrible turnover.
Bad turnovers.
Bad pinch. You know, just those are the things that, you know, come crunch time in a tie game late in the third period against Carolina, New York, whoever it may be, and say an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, you know, I don't know we got to get there first, but that's what could cost you a series, you know, just one play like that. So that's the stuff that, you know, makes me a little nervous, you know, not to be all Felger and Maz here and be all negative on this 60-win season and Pasternak scoring 55 freaking goals. But things like that scare me, and I hope, you know, they just figure out who are the solid 6 on the back end that aren't going to make mistakes, that are just going to, you know, play simple, get the puck in deep, man up, tight gap one-on-one, and just do your job, really. Just not try and do too much. Because I think we have a couple guys like that, Grzelcyk, Carlo.
Grzelcyk with a capital G.
Yeah, they just try and do too much. It's like, dude, know your role. I mean, you're getting paid what you're getting paid for a reason. You're not out there to be Bobby friggin' Orr. So, you know, just do your job. That's all we're asking. Let the big boys take care of business. McAvoy, Lindholm, Orlov. You know, those are the guys that are going to carry us. But, yeah, it's just the little things like that make me a little nervous as we head into playoff time.
Might have to run forward D.
Yeah,
playoffs.
Because the thing is, dude, like, as from a coaching standpoint, Coco, you can attest to this. It's like going into like playoff games and stuff like that. Like, yeah, all right. So regular season, you want to plug everyone in. You want to like make sure everyone has a certain combination. You put people in certain lines, certain D pairs, certain situations. And like right now, like there's like that's what Montgomery's doing. He's putting in like all these guys, like plugging them in, whatever. That's why he's giving all these top guys rest. And for example, like you said, like Carlo, I'm not a big fan of Carlo either. He fucked me a couple times on a couple of puck lines because he can't fucking like he fumble fucks the puck when he should. Like, dude, there was one play where like the Penguins dumped it into our zone, he gets the puck and he just like blindly throws around like around the net. Like I'm sure Allmark or whoever who was the deep party, maybe Lindholm was like, hey, like time, like reverse, whatever the fuck. Dude, like anything, like yelling anything but what he just did. He like literally got it, threw it, and then like next thing you know, it's in the back of our net. It was like insane. It was like the tie of the game or something. And stuff like that. Like when it comes down to like game 82, whatever, like you have a couple days to prepare for the first round against whoever the fuck, like Panthers, Islanders, Penguins, whoever. You gotta like sit down and have a serious talk with like your whole entire management team, all this stuff. Be like, hey, like Carlo had had like some pretty bad turnovers. Like I know he has like a plus like 20 like plus minus, but at the same time like
ninth floor.
Yeah, but like at the same time he'd be like, who's he paired up with? Like, oh yeah, McAvoy's bailing him out. Like same with Grizzly. Grizzly's getting bailed out a lot too. And like if you really just look at the like, I know you're seeing it too, Vinny's seeing it as well. Like we're like watching the Bruins. I'm just like, all right, what the fuck was that, Grizzly? Like that was an awful turnover. Oh, Carlo, what was that? Even the forward side. The forwards aren't perfect either. Like there's imperfections and everything, but you really just gotta like make the hard decision. And like, yeah, if you have to roll 4 defensemen, roll fucking 4 defensemen, or roll 5.
You don't have to worry about the forwards on D when you got Bergeron.
Well, yeah, no. What I'm saying, they're not every other than Bergeron, like not every single like dude. Pasta can't play defense for his fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
And the Penguins as well, dude. No, I know. Last game it was Blues. It was against the Blues, dude. We were up a goal with like the net empty for the Blues. I get it. Like, yeah, you want Pasta to score like a fucking 100 goals in a season, which is fucking dumb. Like, just try to win a game. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Just like plug in the people like out that should be out there. Like, don't put Pasta out there. He's not a fucking defensive forward. And then like it was his fault, dude. He was like in the like it wasn't in the right position. Then bang, pucks in the back of our net. Kyrie Sellian. And it's just like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, we're just like he's just being greedy out there because there's an empty net. But at the end of the day, like, hopefully Montgomery is like, all right, like, makes the right decisions in the playoffs because, like, shit like that's going to fucking kill us in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think, keeping this positive, Monty might be doing this to, put those guys in a position that they're going to be in come playoff time, like late in the third period in a tight game, right? Because rather than make a mistake now in the regular season when really none of it matters, we got like 25 points on like the second best team in the conference. Like no one's catching us. So like you make a mistake now, you lose to the Jackets or you lose to the Blues. Like so be it. Maybe that's what he's doing, just trying to get these guys some experience so that you don't repeat these mistakes in the playoffs. Looking at it now, I think these tight games actually might benefit us a little bit more because blowing teams out is gonna do nothing for you, right? Because those aren't gonna be the results in the playoffs. We know playoff hockey. Every game is close. Every game is down to the wire. So being in so many of these games lately, I think is only gonna prepare us for what's to come when it's tie game late in the third or overtime. It's like we've been here before, or even if we're down going into the third, it's like, hey, we've played down before. We know what it takes to get back in this game and win. So I think that is going to help us out. I am curious though to see who the starting 8 or who the final 18 is going to be for the playoff roster. Are they going to, is Foligno going to be back? Is Halsey going to be back? Are they going to roll with Lauko? I mean, he's kind of been playing pretty well, not going to lie.
He's throwing fists around.
Who's who's the odd man out on defense? Is it Grizzly? Is it Carlo? I don't know. So those are some big decisions Monty's going to have to make. And I'm just glad I'm not him because I wouldn't want to have to make those decisions.
Yeah, and like the thing is like the whole thing Coco you said like, oh yeah, like they just want to like make these mistakes now and all that stuff. Like I agree with that too, but at the same time it's like you can't like be rolling into the playoffs just like with these bad habits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Pasta's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm the guy, I can score, blah blah blah. Like, which is cool. Yeah, you're probably gonna get 60 this year, but at the same time, like regular season goals doesn't fucking matter, man. You got to be able to block shots, chip pucks out, take a hit to make a play, like that kind of stuff. Like you don't have to score every single game in the playoffs. If you're blocking shots and just being a team guy and just getting the pucks out, like it's all you need. Obviously, you need to score goals, but at the same time, you got to be all in.
Yeah, goals are gonna come at a premium in the playoffs. And they're probably mostly scored around that, like in front of the net too.
You should be limping off the ice after every single playoff game, no matter who you are.
Looking at it too, Forbert's another guy who's been out.
I guess he's supposed to be
have him
good
back
for the playoffs.
Yeah, we need him bad.
I think he'll be good. From what they're saying, I'm always hearing is that he's going to be ready for the playoffs. They're just like holding him out.
He's a shot blocking machine. That's like the type of guy you need in the playoffs. You need someone that just doesn't give a fuck and just like eats rubber every single shift.
Yeah,
he clears the front of the net so great too.
Snipes,
he bullies people in front of the net.
Yeah, he's built for playoff hockey. I mean, I think my ideal 6 would be Orlov, McAvoy, Lindholm. I guess you have to go Clifton, Carlo, Forbert. Grizzlick, odd man out.
Yeah, and then Clifton would be like
Clifton actually hits.
Yeah. Clifton's more.
He did some dumb shit last game though. He was like cross-checking guys from behind out in front of the net. He took a couple dumb penalties, like trying to be tough guy. Like
he's a more physical Grizzlick. That's all it is.
He is. He is more physical than Grizzlick. I think Grizzlick's odd man out because we have Orlov now. We have, puck moving defensemen. It's like
Orlov's
we have no
a
use
beast
for Matt Grizzlick anymore besides his dad driving the Zamboni. The only thing he's bringing to the team.
Yo, dude, there was one play I saw from Orlov, and I'm like, this dude is such a fucking farm animal. So like some dude like on the other team, I feel like no, it was Penguins. It was Brian Rust. Brian Rust comes down, like kind of burns, like so he takes Orlov wide on like the right side of the net and goes around the net, and Orlov's following him. And then it was actually a nice move by Russ, and Russ thought he had him beat. Dude, Orlov just goes, "What's up, buddy?" and just absolutely just like throws him off onto the ice. Yeah. It was the most like savage thing I've ever seen. Like I've never seen like a defenseman do that. Like he just like literally just like he pretty much like baited like Russ into be like, "Yeah, you beat me around the net," and then just threw him like just like it was nuts. Grabbed the puck, went to like skate up the ice, tape to tape pass. How's your sister? It was nasty.
I know. I was disappointed when his OT goal got called off.
I know, dude. That was a missile.
Was so offside. It wasn't even close.
I know. Dude, that was an absolute snipe, too. That was nuts.
Yeah, that was a 1-T bomb. But, yeah, playoffs right around the corner. What, we think 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
I mean, who do you guys want if you could choose? New York, Pittsburgh, or Florida? I don't like any of them, to be honest.
I don't like the excuse me. I don't like the Islanders, bro.
I don't either.
They scare me because like Sorokin's been hot, like he's been playing well, and they kind of just like they just lock you down, dude. The neutral zone play is like impeccable.
We would rinse the Panthers.
Yeah, I think the Panthers might be
our number.
But like the Penguins,
yeah,
I would take the Penguins. I would take the Penguins. They don't have a solidified goaltender, and they're old. They're all old. Gino, Sid, Rusty. They're all
from the goaltender standpoint. I would take the Penguins. I do not want to see the Islanders. I think we'd be kind of fucked if we saw the Islanders, in my opinion.
Islanders are a tough matchup for anybody, just because the style they play.
Yeah,
having he's probably not going to win it, but Sorokin if Allmark wasn't having this year, could damn well win the Vezina.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. The way their goalie plays like Sorokin, and then they're just like a lockdown, like they're just all defense. Scary.
Yeah. And what do you think? Do we think the guys break the record, or do we even care?
I don't think we give a fuck.
It'd be cool. It would be cool if we went into Montreal last game of the year and beat them for their own record.
Yeah, that would be cool. But at the same time, man, like,
but they got to do it with like Oscar Steen out there, and like no one's playing. Like we're gonna do it with like Jacob Lacko playing first line wing.
Yeah,
probably Bruins.
yeah, Providence. Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I feel like right now, because like they're resting all these dudes, like they're resting Berge, like all like the key guys, like for the playoff run. At this point, dude, like who gives a shit about the regular season stuff anymore? It's like just eye on the prize, man. This is pretty much the last dance. This is what everyone's been saying. Like, this is the last hurrah. Let's go out. Yeah, it's like that's what they've been saying. Like, so it's like, all right, let's be so all in on the playoffs that it's just like, dude, just play fucking Joe Schmo for the next six like games or whatever. Just plug in guys, make it a tryout. Just be like, all right, who wants to be like the fourth line guy next year? Who like maybe because like Krejci might be leaving next year. Like, there's rumors that he might not even be here next year. So who's gonna be the second line center for next year? He started doing tryouts for that kind of stuff. Like, start plugging guys in. He started doing that against the Blues. Started doing that for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want us to finish the season strong, but I'd kind of rather we don't break the record because, like, I just feel like it's just all been so good. Like President's Trophy already locked up with like 10 games left was absurd. And then if we break the record for most wins in a season too, it's just
that's a first round exit.
Just added pressure. Yeah,
and then a first round exit.
The team that did that, the Tampa Bay Lightning, lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets first round. I think they got swept.
Yeah, they got swept, dude. I'll never forget that. I was in Japan. It was my one of my first years in Japan, and whatever. Me and my boy, like we had to like pretty much like illegally stream it because it's like fucking blacked out all the way in Japan. And then like my boy's like, "Yo, dude, like Tampa Bay, man, like they're down 3 games," and I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "What, dude? I thought they were dirty." And then we stream like the 4th game, and then we just see. And we're just hammering beers, watching it in our house, and like in some random Japanese neighborhood. And then, dude, they got rinsed too. Like the 4th game wasn't even close. It was crazy. And I was like, "Yo, they really just lost." Like it was like one of the worst first round losses of all time. Yeah, that was crazy.
So everyone's gonna be talking about that if they do tie the record or break it. The Red Wings originally had the 63 wins. I think they won the cup that year.
They did.
They were a wagon. No one was.
Yeah, Lidstrom, fucking no, they were dirty.
But, I don't know. They said like, President's Trophy curse. No President's Trophy winner has won the Stanley Cup since 2013. Chicago Blackhawks when they beat us. So yeah, I don't know. It's all so good right now. It's like, but
that's why I'm nervous.
If you go and win the cup, then you can argue that this was the best team of all time. So
yeah, exactly.
Just waiting for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Potato in the tailpipe. Yeah, I've been telling people, dude. People that I talk hockey with all the time, I tell them, "Hey, man, I'm a little fucking nervous. I don't know because it's going too fucking well."
Yeah, you gotta be nervous. You can't not be.
It's going too well.
It's in the Bruins DNA,
and it's playoff hockey too. Anything can happen, man. I've seen crazy shit happen. Kings 8 seed win Stanley Cup like 10
twice.
Years ago.
They were 8 seed twice.
Which the Flames could be sneaking in as an 8 seed. Daryl Sutter again. Do they make a run?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna make it, dude.
Yeah.
Watch Coco.
Dude, they can barely beat the Ducks. They barely beat the Ducks the other night.
Yeah.
Watch Coco. They're gonna squeak it and they're gonna make a run, and then you're gonna have to backpedal back to your
that would look so bad because I picked them to win the cup before the season even started.
They go undefeated in the Stanley Cup playoffs somehow, even though after you retract it, and you're like, never mind, I called it.
That'd be miserable.
We just delete that episode.
I don't think I could take credit for it, to be honest. Couple quick hitters though before we move on. Dunzo, Aiden McDonough scored his first NHL goal in just his 2nd career game for the Vancouver Canucks. Hats off to him. We were just talking about him last week, how he made his debut. I told you, be on the lookout for McDonough anytime goal scorer. I was sleeping that night. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in. I'm pissed because I called it. But yeah, the odds must have been fat on that, Dunzo scoring.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so congrats.
Yeah, shout out Dunzo.
Yeah, I'd love to see a former guest of the pod, make his rise up to the show, and he's making an impact early on.
A little high slot bump.
Love to see it. You really do. Jason Robertson of the Dallas Stars has reached 100 points for the first time in his young career and has scored his 100th career goal all in the same week. Buffalo Sabres rookie and former Northeastern goaltender Devin Levi earned his first career NHL win with a 31-save performance. In the Calgary Flames, this is a weird stat. The Calgary Flames won their first game of the season when trailing after 2 periods this year in their 5-4 OT win against the Canucks. That's wild to me. They have not won a game when trailing after 2 periods all season long until.
Sounds like a couple mental midgets on that team.
It is. They've had some bad puck luck. Like I saw some stats on them. Like shooting percentage is like one of the lowest in the league, and like the 3rd period goal differential is just brutal for them. But yeah, they finally came from behind the 3rd. And then lastly here, Pittsburgh Penguins' Chris Letang played in his 1000th NHL game the other night. Any of those you guys want to hit on before we move on?
Well, I know Vinny doesn't like this guy, but Chris Letang, I know Coco is fond of him.
I love Letang.
He's one of my favorite defensemen of all time, and good shit for him. Like he had like 2 or 3 strokes, came back. I know we talked about it on the podcast before, but the shit he had to overcome to keep his career alive and all that stuff has been very interesting to me. And the fact that he played in his 1000th game, good shit, man. keep it going.
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Chris Letang. Great story, feel good story. Reaching 1,000 NHL games is impressive for anyone, but yeah, you mentioned what he's gone through. It makes it even more special. RoboCop, I think we called it last year that he was going to be a stud. We said, be on the lookout for him, and he reaches 100 points this season and is already at 100 career goals. What's he, like 23?
Yeah, maybe 24. No, because like,
He's nasty.
dude, remember like, I remember we talked about would you rather have RoboCop or Tage Thompson, and we put it on like on TikTok or something like that, and everyone was like so just like, yo, you guys like all right, like they're like, yo, like Tage Thompson's way better, all this stuff, and I was like, dude,
it's just recency bias.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, dude, like we get it, like Tage Thompson scores goals like at will, but like look at Jason Robinson, he's leading the Stars into the playoffs, like where's Buffalo?
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? Like,
the Stars too are like defensive minded. Like Buffalo's, like their offense is one of the best in the leagues because they virtually
they're running
play
gun.
no defense. Yeah, but like that's even more impressive for RoboCop to do it on a team like Dallas. And he's shaping up to be like the next Mike Modano down in Dallas, man.
He's a rock star.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that guy's living the dream. Being in Dallas as an NHL player must be unbelievable because I've heard great things about that city.
Yeah, and like I guess like the puck bunnies down there are nothing to sneeze at.
We saw it last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, oh yeah. Right behind Ricky Boner.
Yeah.
Ricky Bonus.
All right, why don't we move on here to our final segment of the night, our weekly NHL Gambling Corner. And before we get into our weekly NHL Gambling Corner, we want to remind you that online sports betting is live in Massachusetts. You can sign up with multiple sports books, including FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Barstool, and Caesar Sportsbooks, and place your bets on the go in their mobile app as long as you're 21 or older. And as always, please gamble responsibly. To update you all on our Evander Kane standings. After last week, where Bob led the pack with the only winning record at 3-2. Snipsky and I below 500. Myself, I was at 2-3, and Snipsky 1-4. So the updated standings are as follows. I remain in first, 63, 52-1, hitting at 55%. Bob is hot on my tail now, 57, 53-1, 52%. And Snipsky down in the basement, 55, 57-1, 49%. Snipsky, you getting nervous at all? We got a couple weeks left here.
Not really.
I see a bead of sweat going down his like side. No one can see it because I know it's a little far away, but I can. Like, I can see it.
It's a little cozy in here.
Need a big week, no pressure. Bob needs like an offer.
Well, we'll see.
Don't you put that fucking witchcraft on me? Are you kidding me?
I've seen crazy shit happen before. But Bob hasn't lost in like a month, so.
Yeah, I'm like literally like 15 and like 3 in the past like 3.5 weeks or something.
Yeah, it's absurd. And to remind our listeners of the punishment for the last place in the Evander Kane standings, they'll be receiving the Goldberg treatment from Mighty Ducks D1, tied up to a hockey net, while the other two just pepper shots at him. That's gonna be fun, as long as it's not me. That'll be fun.
Yeah, dude. I'm if it's Vinny, I'm like, oh, you're getting clap bombs.
Well, see, we got some big games this week, some big picks to make. So why don't we start with Wednesday, April 5th? We got the Tampa Bay Lightning at the New York Rangers. This game's going to be on TNT. Bob, you've got the hot hand. Why don't you start us off here? Lightning, Rangers.
Lightning Rangers. This is going to be a tough one. It's kind of tough because these two teams are ramping up for the playoffs. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere game 100%, especially it's at Madison Square Garden, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, Chessie's been so lights out, and obviously it's gonna be Vazzy. I might rip the under here. I'm bringing the O'Douls early, boys.
Oh, that's
I'm bringing the O'Douls early. I'm bringing it early.
Under. I think
I'm bringing it early.
What do we got it at right now?
It's like 5.5. It has to be 5.5.
It might be.
It has to be.
I don't see a line.
It's gonna be like a 2-1 game or something.
I don't see
It's
a line
under 6.
posted because I think
It's
goalies
6.
aren't
Oh, it's 6?
confirmed yet.
That's generous.
It's 6, yeah.
I'll take a 6 line on that because 5.5 is like kind of sketchy, but Yeah, I'm happy with 6 for an under. Because I
Over
think it's probably going to be
unders.
like a 2-1 game, maybe 3-1 game.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's over under 6. Tampa Bay minus 105. New York minus 115. So
Yeah, so it's pretty much a pick 'em.
nearly a pick 'em. Bob's riding with the under. Man, this one's tough. This one is tough. Tampa Bay, really good at home, not so great on the road. New York's been playing well lately. 7-2-1 their last 10. Tampa's won 3 in a row, too, though.
They're gearing up.
Just shout out to Isles. I think they are gearing up. I'm going Lightning here. I think Tampa gets it done on the road. Kind of
Yeah, I mean, hostile territory, but they've been there before.
breaks the trend of like not being a great road team this year. You got to win games on the road to win the playoffs, and I think Tampa knows what it takes. And they could be a sneaky team in the playoffs, man. They're locked up. They're gonna get Toronto first round. I got them getting by Toronto.
100%.
They could make a run. So yeah, give me Tampa here. I like Tampa.
Toronto's fraudulent.
On the Tampa bandwagon. I like the Lightning. Snipsky,
It was always Tampa.
Snipsky, what do you think for this one?
I'm going Rangers.
Rags.
I love that analysis. Just going Rangers.
Yeah,
Lock it in.
I mean, if you want some real analysis, I just think the Rangers are a better team this year than the Lightning, and Shesterkin's going to show up at home.
Shut the door.
And I
Best
honestly
in the
don't think
jungle.
Vasilevsky's looked that great this year.
Yeah, but he might be locked in. He's going to start counting cards, dude. That's what he does.
He's coming off a Shutsky last game, so we'll see. We'll see if he
That
can
means
stay
goals
hot.
for the Rangers.
Moving on, we got Thursday, April 6th, where we'll have the Ottawa Senators at the Florida Panthers. Sens a team. I think they're out of the playoff race at this point, but Florida's fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive. Snipsky, why don't you kick us off here? Sens Panthers. Who do you like in this one?
Ooh, I do like the pesky Sens here. But I mean, it's just like kind of risky because God knows who's in net for the Sens that day. What day is it? Is it a
Thursday.
Sunday? I'm sorry, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna say give me the over.
I like that. Panthers are a team pretty notorious for the over. They're run and gun. They like to put up goals, and they like to let in a decent amount too. Yeah, this is a tough one too. Florida's going to be desperate at home. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with the pesky Sens.
Pesky Sens.
Give me the pesky Sens. I mean, they got nothing else to play for, but to potentially end a team season, I think they're going to get up for this one. I think they do. Give me the Sens.
Who do I want? I might just be the bad guy here. I'm just gonna go with Florida because they're trying to get into a playoff spot. They're gonna be desperate, and it's in Florida, so we'll see.
Yeah,
it's honestly kind of a toss up.
Yeah, I think this one might be overlooked a little bit. I think everyone's gonna be like Panthers desperate, they need it. Sometimes that adds pressure to a team. So the Sens could play a little more loose, a little more free. So I don't know. This one could go either way. I
do like the Sens if I was to pick, but not too confident.
We're gonna skip ahead to Saturday because for whatever reason, there's not a single game scheduled for Friday. No idea why.
That's weird.
Skip ahead to Saturday, April 8th. We'll have a double dipper starting off with the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Detroit Red Wings. This game's going to be on ABC. I'll kick us off here. Pens, Wings. Again, Pens, a team that have something to play for. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and the Red Wings are out of it, but could play spoiler. Pens haven't really been great lately. They're down 5-0 tonight to the Devils.
Jesus Christ.
4-6 in their last 10. Red Wings also 4-6 in their last 10. They're up 5-0 on the Canadiens. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go with the spoiler. Love an underdog. I'm going to roll with the Red Wings. At home, at the Joe, or at Little Caesars as they call it now. I'll take the Red Wings in this one. Bob, why don't we kick it over to you? Who you like here?
Dude, this one's tough because like the thing is, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have a great roster. It's just the goaltending, dude. Their goaltending stinks. Tristan Jarry is so fucking bad. The Smith isn't the answer either. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, dude. Like they looked good, like for a playoff push, like a week ago. Like they were winning games, and now they're just like letting it slip. Like that game against us the other day, like they kind of let that thing slip too, you know. And the fact that they're down 5-0 tonight, and like Detroit's like kind of buzzing lately too. Like they're playing good hockey, so I'm gonna ride with the Wings as well because I have no confidence in Pittsburgh, man. Like I want them to win, like because I'm a big Crosby guy and shit like that. I want to see them in the playoffs. I think that it would be good for the playoffs and for them to make it. But at the same time, like I can't trust them right now.
Stevie Y's goon squad.
Yeah, the eyes are playing.
Snipsky, what's it gonna be?
Not a consensus because I'm going to take the Pens.
I knew it.
Fade City.
Yeah, well, they are playing for something, and the Wings won both meetings this year already. So
that's some vital information.
Snipsky was holding that out on us.
Yeah, fucking scumbag.
Hey, you guys do what you want.
That was a rat move.
That's a big one for the standings. Snipsky against the boys, so that could be big. That could be big. The second game we're gonna pick upon on Saturday is the Vegas Golden Knights at the Dallas Stars. Snipsky, why don't you start us off here? Stars, Knights.
So I'm gonna roll. I think I'm gonna roll with the Knights here. Love my Stars, but I think the Knights, like you guys are saying, with the Lightning, I think they're gearing up for a playoff run, and no better time to like keep it going with a win against the Stars. And also, Stars have won every meeting this year already, and so I think it's time for the Knights to lock it down and win a close one, most likely.
Bob, what are you thinking?
Dude, I love both these teams, man. I bet on these teams all the time, and they do me wonders. I live bet both these teams like pretty much every night they play, and it's fucking unreal. But man, I mean, the Knights are down 2-0 right now to the Preds, and man, this is like trying to like have me pick between my two favorite kids. My two kids at least. But I'm just gonna do the over because I don't know who to pick, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Because I feel like there's going to be goals.
But I'm going to go with the team with the more solidified goaltender in this one. That's Dallas, the home team.
Yeah, Ottinger's the man.
Audie. Vegas had some goaltending injuries lately. Laurent Brosseau is in line for this one. It'll either be him or Quick. I think Ottinger is just a tier above those guys, so I'm going to go with the Stars.
Ottinger's been a little bit inconsistent this year, but he definitely has the upper hand in this game. But
yeah.
That's why I would take the over because like Ottinger's been letting up a couple softies here and there, but overall he's definitely the better goaltender.
And then last game of the week, this one's going to be on Easter Sunday, April 9th. We got the Colorado Avalanche at the Anaheim Ducks. This one will be on TNT. I think we have to make a rule here. If you're taking the Avs, you have to take puck line. You can't take money line.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is like an easy, like,
Avs, Ducks. I mean, it was either that or Bruins Flyers. The two games on Sunday stink.
Yeah.
So we got Avs, Ducks. I'll go. I'm not picking a side here. I'm just going to go with the over. I hope the Avs put up 7. Ducks don't play any
Wait,
defense.
are you talking about Sunday?
Yeah. Easter.
Oh, I was showing me like Saturday. Never mind. I'm like confused.
So I'm gonna roll with the over in this one. I hope the Avs just score a ton, and maybe the Ducks can score like 1 or 2 to help this one go over. But
Yeah, I'll go puck line.
the Avs puck line.
Yeah, I'll go Avs puck line.
Avs money line is gonna be like minus 600, dude.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna fucking rinse. It's gonna be a rinse because dude, the Ducks stink, and dude, the Avs are like full board. They look exactly the team they look like when they won the Stanley Cup last year.
Yeah,
they're ready to go, bro. Like,
yeah, the West is legit wild. It's legit the wild, wild West out there.
yeah, dude, we thought like the East was like the team. I mean, like the conference. Dude, the West like just started ramping up, dude. Like, there's so many nasty teams in the West right now.
I think it's more wide open.
Well, the thing is, like, they're nasty though. Like, there's like cause like the Avs were quiet all year. Like the Flames have been
banged up.
Yeah, they've been banged up. Like the Flames haven't been doing anything, and then like the Stars have been quietly been good. Like Vegas, like no one really talks about Vegas that much. Like they're not like a flashy team. They just get shit done. Like they grind out games all the time. Yeah. But like, dude, the way the Avs are playing right now, like watch out for them, dude. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they might win the division, and like they haven't even been in first place since like I think the first week of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how tight both the division races are out west. Currently, Dallas is in first. Well, actually, Dallas is tied with Minnesota. Both have 98 points apiece in the Central. And Colorado is right behind them with 96. Colorado also has two games in hand on them. So I think the Avs actually might win the Central and sneak by Minnesota and Dallas as a team that's really hasn't been talked about because they've kind of had the injury bug. But, Bob, like you said, they're ramping up, dude. They might be ready to go for another one. And then in the Pacific, you got Vegas in first right now, 103 points. LA is right behind them with 100, and Edmonton, too, has got 99. So both those teams 3 and 4 points out of first. Tight races. In the wild card, too. Wild card race out west is nuts. You got Calgary, only 2 points back of Winnipeg. And Nashville's really not out of it either. They got five points behind with 5 games left. So
yeah.
It's coming down the wire out west. The East is a little more solidified. Bruins #1 seed. Carolina looks like they're going to take the Met, but yeah, you never know in New Jersey.
Yeah, the whole thing about the East is like everything's locked up. It's just like a little like you never know if the Florida's going to just go on a little heater and maybe like nip on the heels of the Penguins. I mean, like right now that's what it's looking like. The Penguins can't get their shit together, dude. They're down 5-1 right now, so yeah, you'll never know.
Snipsky, you gotta go.
Yeah,
right? So yeah, Bob's
I'm gonna go with Bob. I'm gonna go with Bob's pick.
Avs puck line.
Actually, I'm going to Avalanche minus 4.5 goals.
That would be nuts.
Live on the live bet.
Oh yeah. Oh, you gotta live it. Yeah, like it counts on here.
Avs puck line is still gonna be.
Minus.
Negative money.
Minus 250.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it won't be that high, but I'd be like minus 150 or something when it comes out.
Ducks money line might be worth a sprinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, dude.
Bucks.
Yeah, that's money you'll never see again, dude. You might as well just flush it down the toilet, like.
John Gibson has the game of his life.
57 save, shutty.
Dude, he would literally have to be fucking like Lord Jesus Christ that game if the Ducks even want to like keep it within a puck line.
Yeah, that one's gonna be ugly. But those are this week's picks. Feel free to tail or fade the boys and place your bets online or in person at the sports book as long as you are 21 or older. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to reach the gambling hotline, which is available 24/7. All right, before we sign off tonight, Bob is finally back. And do you have a fun fact for us this week?
Yeah, sorry for the little hiatus, boys.
Snipsky and I kind of ran with it last week, and Snipsky had a mammoth meatball fun fact. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds sick. No, but so I got one. It's a Stanley Cup playoff fact. I don't know if I might be doing this until the playoffs are over. Like I know it's right around the corner, so I want to start with this. So this is the dirtiest moment in the Stanley Cup playoff history. So in 2001, the 2001 Stanley Cup was won by the Colorado Avalanche, obviously. Avalanche forward Sean Podine wore his sweaty uniform, equipment, and skates for more than 25 hours after his team won the final game. It was a triple dog dare. I had to do it, he said. He even slept in his equipment.
He went full equipment for 25 straight hours?
Yeah, it was a dare. Like it was like his boys on the team were like, yo, if we win the cup, you like can't take your shit off for 25 hours.
That's not healthy.
And then he goes, and this is like his quote. He goes, I don't think my wife really enjoyed it because I smelled so bad. I slept on one side of the bed with my dog in the middle, and my wife was as far away as possible. My dog didn't mind the smell, though, but my wife thought it was disgusting. I just saw it as a challenge, something fun to do because we just won the Stanley Cup. It was 20% funny and 80% dumb.
That's awful.
Dude, I would be mad. Like, that's an awful way to celebrate.
Yeah,
like that's fucking
like where you're just boozing in your full blown hockey equipment.
Yeah, he couldn't take his skates off either, so he played skate guards on and was walking around. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, dude, I would just get so drunk that I wouldn't even care that I had my shit on. Like, I would just get drunk so fucking fast anyways because you just won the Stanley Cup. Who cares?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you're a single dude, if I was a single guy on the team, like, fuck that. I'm going out and, like, drinking and, like, I'm going bar hopping for, like, a month. Like, no one's going to see me for a month.
I mean, I guess it's worth it winning the Stanley Cup, but that's a tough bet to make.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how would you even, like, just, like, agree upon that? Like, how's that even come up? Like, he must have lost some bet. He had to have.
Yeah,
There's no way he's like, yeah, I'm down for that.
Room, dude. People start saying crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all been there in those crazy, like, locker room, like, conversations and stupid, like, shenanigans. So.
Surprised that dude didn't get a staph infection or something.
I know, dude. Like, that's fucking gross. Dude, he slept in his bed. You just burn the sheets after that. If you sleep in a bed with hockey equipment on, especially when you're, like, sweating your dick off, like, playing in a Stanley Cup final game, dude, that like, those sheets are done, buddy. You don't have to burn them.
All done.
Yeah.
All right. As always, we like to thank our producer, Mass Music Radio. They continue to produce music for the masses, and if you haven't already, be sure to go check them out and their other featured podcasts over at www.massmusicradio.com. That's www.massmusicradio.com. That wraps it up for us here tonight. We hope you enjoyed another episode of The High Slot. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at High Slot Podcast for more daily hockey content. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.